All right, welcome back, everybody. It is week one officially. There's two games in the book, and we got our first Niner game tomorrow, Sunday versus the Seahawks. Week one is exciting stuff. Honestly, it feels like it kind of flew by in the offseason. I wasn't paying all that much attention, and all of a sudden it's like, man, tomorrow the 49ers play real football. That's exciting. So we're going to talk about it and make some season predictions right after this.
Feels like the music hits a little harder now that it's the season.
We're back.
Now that it's really real.
Mid-season
So this should be a pretty familiar sound for football fans. Let me crack my first beer
I got a coffee here.
of the season. Coffee, water, beer, whatever you're drinking. I got a little shout out to one of my favorite breweries, Morgan Territory. They're local out here from Tracy. Okay, so I put a list together of predictions for the season, and I added stuff. It's gonna be a little bit different this year, but you guys just want to go through it and start making some predictions?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any quick reactions to the games we saw? We got to see the Chiefs lose. We got to see the Cowboys lose. I mean, perfect start to the season, right?
I wish there was a way the Eagles could have lost too.
Yeah, if the Eagles could have lost with the Cowboys, that would have been perfect. I mean, Jalen Carter's a douchebag.
Yeah, he is.
Apparently, Dak Prescott spit on him, or spit at
Really?
him, or near him. Yeah, there's
Towards him,
Dak
yeah.
spit.
Yeah, on the ground or whatever.
Spit towards his feet or
Yeah.
something, and Jalen decided he's going to spit into his chest. I don't know, just a bunch of losers as far as I'm concerned on both teams.
Wow.
I thought Dak actually looked pretty good, but
Yeah.
he's better than Jalen Hurts. Pretty clearly, he's just on a significantly worse team.
That Jalen Hurts is a heck of a running back, though.
He's one of the top running backs in the NFL. I think.
Short.
He's got to be one of the 10 worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, they somehow have two of the best running backs in the NFL and the Eagles. I've always thought Dak's a little underrated. He's kind of, he's got a lot of pressure on him, and he's choked in the playoffs. But during the regular season, I think he's pretty darn good for the most part.
I think Dak is always pretty good. I don't even think he's necessarily choked. I mean, I know he's had some picks
Throwing some dumb
or
picks.
whatever. Yeah, but I mean, on the whole, I actually think he's underrated too. I don't know that he's had the supporting cast to excel.
Yeah.
I apologize. I was telling Jason when we got on here, I got one of my accounts for work hitting me up trying to get some beer, so I'm like trying to text him.
Multitask,
And,
yeah, you're good.
I'm trying to multitask a little bit here.
And I can run the show.
Make that money, man. Do what you got to do.
I'm trying. I got like all my forms printed out right in front of me for like our incentives and stuff. Anyway, okay, so the first prediction for the season, as always, is the record. And by the way, I already filled out all my predictions, so I'll let you guys make your predictions. I'll write them down in our notes here, and then I'll tell you what I predicted. So let's start with the record. Either one of you can go first. Whoever wants to make their prediction, go for it.
11-6 and make the playoffs.
I mean, 11-6, yeah, 11-6 in the NFC. I think that's a pretty.
I guess I'd say win the division at 11-6.
I'm at.
We're gonna get there. So I have NFC West champions. We'll make a prediction on the team we think wins, and then I also have how does the season end.
Oh,
So I added those. So we'll get to those.
So my record prediction is 12-5.
I like it.
Okay, so I initially had 10-7. I did up it to 11-6, so Chasen and I agree.
Let's go.
Now I kind of wish I had 10-7, so we would have all had different
Different
records,
numbers.
but I don't want to change it now. So, Steven, why are you confident in 12-5?
So it's funny you talked about like the reaction to the games from last night, and I do this pick'em thing every week, and I really, really wanted to pick the Chargers over the Chiefs, and I was like, the stupid Chiefs, they always find a way to lose. So I talked myself out of my gut, and then it immediately uh, came back to bite me. So I'm going with my gut on the Niners, and my gut tells me that this is going to be a better year than people expect. I just have a feeling, I can justify it with other reasons. I mean, I've talked about, the youth movement and how I think I'm pretty excited about it, and so we can get into that. But yeah, I think that the combination of the guys coming back healthy that we missed last year that were key, the schedule, just the fact that they actually had a long off season, first time in forever, because they didn't make a deep playoff run. Like, I just think a lot of things are falling into place for them to actually have a really good year. I don't think there's a whole lot of hype about them being the NFC contenders or whatever, which I think actually plays a little bit into their to their advantage, like psyche wise, because
Yeah.
they can do a us against the world thing. Not that they should have to, but people are always looking for types of motivation, right? So, yeah, I just feel like sleep on the Niners at your own risk. And another big thing that I remember saying multiple times to you guys last year, they were not as bad as their record suggested last year. And that was even with all of the injuries and the hardest schedule in football and some bad luck, and like a lot of things went wrong, and they were still 6-11. And I don't think they collapsed down the stretch like they do last year if they didn't have a few of those games go against them. So, anyways, I don't think we're starting at a 6-11 baseline. I think this was a 9 or a 10 win team last year, and I honestly think that they've upgraded. So, anyways, that's my confidence.
That's your spaghetti and meatballs. Fair enough.
I'm trying to look up the odds for the 49ers to make the Super Bowl because you said sleep on the Niners at your own risk. And I feel like a lot of fans around the league are like, Niners are rebuilding. They're not that good. But Vegas is still like pretty high on the Niners.
Vegas is smart.
Vegas is smarter than the fans. I know that.
What is the while you're looking that up, what is like the over under on our win total?
I don't know it, but I'm going to guess it's 10.5. That's my guess.
Really? I would think it's a little higher.
No, I mean, to get an 11.5, you got to be like the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm
Or the
guessing
Chiefs. Or
I'm guessing
something.
it would.
It's pretty rare that you even get a 12.5.
I'm guessing it would only be 10.5 because of the schedule. But that's a guess. So I made my case. Tell me why you agree or disagree.
It's 10.5 for the Niners.
Ooh,
Over under on the
and
wins.
I didn't even know it.
Nailed.
So we're all taking the over.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're at plus 2,000 to make the Super Bowl. About 20-1.
Wow. That's a good bet. Well, so I'll defend my record a little bit. I think that so there's a few reasons why I feel optimistic, a few reasons why I'm a little nervous. I think right off the bat for why I'm optimistic is we just have so many like superstar players still, and we have an absurdly excellent coaching staff, in my opinion, from offense to defense to I think our special teams is going to be upgraded. I think, we've had a lot of bad luck with injury, but fingers crossed, we're going into week 1 with a fairly healthy health bill. And so, I mean, just looking down the line, like they've been critiqued a lot for their wide receivers, but if you just look at their weapons as a whole, assuming they're healthy, of course, we got like Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, who's still versatile, George Kittle, Jawan Jennings, like Ricky Pearsall for how unguardable he's been and how good it's a projection about how good we think he's going to be. It's like those are damn good weapons. Our offensive line is probably one of the worst in the league, yes, but we've got a good quarterback. We've got a really clever head coach that can draw it up. And then, yeah, we got a lot of youth on defense, and that's a little scary, but we also have one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. So if anyone can piece it together and get the best out of these youngsters, I believe Saleh is the one to do it. So I'm optimistic that it's going to be a fun season. It's going to be an exciting season. There's going to be some young up-and-comers that are going to, really tug on our heartstrings, and maybe some new favorite Niners kind of emerge or start to emerge. So I'm fairly optimistic. Obviously, not as optimistic as Steven, and the very easy schedule also makes me feel a little bit easier about my prediction.
Yeah, I want to kind of keep it moving here so we don't have a ton of time. I think the offense is going to be top 10. I think the defense is going to be slightly above or slightly below average, probably just a league average defense. And a shaky kicker at best brought me to 11-6 with a weak schedule. So that's how I came to 11-6. Okay, so next one, Brock Purdy passing yards over under 3,850.5.
Jesus.
Did you set that yourself, or is that
A lot of these are from FanDuel.
Okay. I'm okay. Well,
I would say under.
what'd you say, Jason?
I would say under, but I don't really know what quarterbacks end up throwing for. That's not a stat that I feel super confident of even speculating on. So I'm just going to take the under because it sounds like a lot.
So Brock threw for like 4,000 yards in 2023, and he set like the franchise record for the 49ers. It's pretty common for like the top 8 to 10 quarterbacks to hit right around that 4,000 yard mark. The best obviously cruise right past it, 4,500 yards. But, a quarterback could have a really good year and throw for 3,500 yards.
Yeah. I'm going to take the under. I think that it's going to go hand in hand with my pick for their record. I think that they're going to win some games comfortably where they're not going to be throwing as much. And I think they're going to be focused on running the football. I don't think they went and got another established running back for nothing. So I think that he'll have a very good year. And we'll be very happy with him, but I don't think he's going to go over 38.50.
Okay, so that's good because I took the over. Because I think they are going to try and run the ball and they're not going to be able to, which means they're going to have to throw the ball. And they're going to have to lean on Brock, I think. So I took the over there. And he's cleared that 4,000 mark before, so I think he can do it again.
Just line George Kittle on Trent Williams' side. They'll be able to clear a lane.
I mean, yeah. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west, and a Shanahan offense can run the football. So I'm not too worried about them not being able to run, but we'll see what happens.
Next one is Brock Purdy passing touchdowns. The over-under is set at 24.5.
I'll take the over on that.
Yeah.
I think he's going to throw for about 30.
Yeah, I'll take the over on that as well.
Okay, I took the over as well. I want to say he hit last year. He was under that.
Jeez.
But I don't have last year's stats pulled up. All right, let's cruise right along here to the most polarizing 49er, maybe player in the NFL right now. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say Jake Moody.
yeah,
no. The whole fantasy community is on fire right now, freaking out about Christian McCaffrey. So, rushing yards over under is set at 950.5.
That's an interesting figure.
I'm going to say over. I'm just going to keep with the optimistic train. He's going to be mostly healthy, maybe only miss a couple of games, and he's going to ball out.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to get over 1,000 yards. I'm not saying he's going to lead the league in rushing. I'm not saying 1,400 or anything, but I think he'll get over his 1,000. It'll be a good, solid bounce back year for him.
It's either like 1,000 plus or like 200 yards.
Yeah, because he tore his Achilles in week 2. I said over. I'm just trying to manifest a healthy Christian McCaffrey. If he's even close to healthy, he can get 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Even if he just gets right to about that 1,000 yard mark. Okay, Christian McCaffrey rushing touchdowns over under at 7.5.
I'll take the over. I'm going to keep with that. He's healthy and he's going to get a lot of goal line work because Kyle trusts him more than anyone else down by that goal line. I could see him having 10 plus touchdowns.
Yeah, I think he's going to get double-digit touchdowns, so it's an easy over for me.
It is just rushing touchdowns, not passing.
Okay. I'll still stay with the over.
Yeah, to me that's an easy over if he's healthy. Shanahan pounds McCaffrey at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
And Purdy's not a big QB sneak guy. Maybe Brian
He's not that big though. I don't think Robinson is that big of a back.
Robinson.
I
Yeah,
feel like he's another kind of Christian McCaffrey style. So, in fact, McCaffrey
he's bigger than McCaffrey
is
though,
he?
but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's he's a thick
Have
dude.
you not seen the off-season photos of Christian? Isn't he like baby Bosa now? Like just the workout warrior?
I think he's always been
I
like
know.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Hall of Fame tight end George Kittle. I only have one for him. Receiving touchdowns over under 6.5.
Over. Oh my gosh, over. Way over. He's getting 12.
I mean, I hope you're right.
I think he's cleared that number once in his career,
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
and it was last year.
Yeah, he
8.
usually doesn't catch a whole lot of touchdowns. That's a
I think he catches 2 in week 1. So,
I hope you're right.
And he might not catch his third till week 6.
Right. That's the bad thing is that like they'll go like weeks at a time. Like he'll have a huge game where it'll be like, 10 catches for a buck 20 and 2 touchdowns usually on Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys. And then
yeah.
and then he might go 3 weeks where he catches a total of like 7 passes, like it just seems like the matchup thing. I think that's a really tough number because if you said like just pick a number, George Kittle touchdowns, I kind of want to say 6, but I'm gonna go under, even though I don't like it. I hope he makes me wrong, but just yeah, I don't know that he's gonna get all those opportunities. I think honestly the receivers are gonna be better than people are giving him credit for. So I think they'll be catching more touchdowns than people are expecting.
Wait, so you said under?
I'm saying under 6.5. I'm saying that he
Okay.
gets to 6.
So I took the over, just because I think they're going to be kind of limited on their red zone options. And I'm hoping that they can use him because he's so damn big and he's explosive and he's good in the red zone. So I think he can get to 7 or 8.
I want to be wrong, believe me.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him have a double-digit touchdown year, and even just once in his career.
Yep.
Um. Okay, next, Ricky Pearsall receiving yards over under is at 850.5.
Man, I wanted to take the over, but 850 is a lot. I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
I'm going over. I think Ricky, I mean Ryan, you've been on it for weeks now saying he's going to get a ton of targets. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities. I'm going to say that Ricky stays healthy, that the rapport that he's built with Brock in the offseason goes into this year. I think he's going to become like the main target. And even if Ayuk comes back, I think Ricky's still going to be like Brock's go-to guy.
Sorry, I'm texting here. I'm trying to do a little work, but I took the over. Yeah, I think. Wait, no, I didn't. I took the under.
Oh, okay. I'm the only guy high on Ricky. All right.
Oh no, I'm looking at Chasen's. I haven't scrolled up.
Okay.
I know I took the over. Yeah, I've been high on Ricky. That kind of surprised me that I saw under. Yeah, I got the over as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still shy of 1,000, but I wouldn't be surprised if if he's 1,200 yards. I could see him having
I
a big
I
year.
think Ricky is going to be part of the reason why I'm taking the under on George's touchdowns. I think Ricky is going to be getting more of those targets that we would otherwise expect to go to George.
Shifty slot guy, good route runner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he should be a decent red zone threat as well. Okay, next I got Fred Warner tackles. Now they didn't have an over under for this, but so I took his regular season total tackles from 2019 to now, and I just did the average. And so
Oh,
I
wow.
set it at 128.5. And for the most part, he's in like the low. He's usually between 130 and 139. And then I think 2019 he had like 119, so it kind of brought the average down a little bit. So
I'm going to say under, but I don't really know why. I just feel like Nick Martin and some of these other linebackers are going to. Not that Fred isn't going to have a very impactful, awesome year, I just think some other guys are going to clean up a little bit more. I don't know. I'm going to take the under.
Hmm. I'm gonna go over. I think he's gonna be man on a mission, and he's gonna have a great year. I think he was on pace to do Defensive Player of the Year last year in the first few weeks until he messed up his ankle, and I think he's gonna come back this year stronger, like ready to go. And yeah, I think he's gonna be just all over the field. So I'm gonna say over, and that Fred is once again looked at as one of the top defensive players in football and hopefully in the race for Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, I can't hear you, Ryan. I don't know if Chasen can.
Yeah, I had myself muted. Sorry. I was saying I agree with Jason. I'm taking the under, and I can't really explain why. I just have a feeling, because he doesn't have much help on defense, they're gonna go after him and try and block him and take him out of the picture, and he might have a hard time getting tackled. So he might finish low with like 125 or something. um, okay. Nick Bosa's sacks,
Ooh.
10.5 over under.
Oh. I'm going to take the over. Still in the prime of his career. I mean, he's going to get double teamed out the wazoo because, especially in the beginning of the season, like there's no one else that scares you unless, what's his face? The guy they traded for from the Eagles ends up like starts strong or whatever and then starts commanding a lot of attention. Or one of the rookies starts super strong. I just think Bosa is going to be double teamed so much. But in saying that, I am taking the over because he's in the prime of his career. He's obviously going to be in phenomenal shape. And is Bosa coming up like to the point where he might need an extension soon? Like, could this potentially earn him an extension?
No, not yet. He still has several years left. I mean, if he has a big year this year and next year, he would certainly put himself in line for when that time comes, but he's not there yet.
Okay. I'm going to take the over. I think I could see him landing around 14, 15.
What do you say, Steven?
I'm also taking the over. I read something interesting recently, and I'm not going to do it justice, and I wish I could remember who wrote it, but they were basically talking about how Sorensen and the scheme that he was running with Bosa last year was just not good. And it was like you need to try to get a little bit more creative, and so that was the main point, right? That like 70% of the snaps that Nick did, it was just like lined up straight over the tackle and go or something. And so I think it allowed him to be neutralized easier. And so I have a feeling that Sala and Kosaric and the crew are going to have a better plan this year that's going to give him more opportunities than he had last year. So yeah, I'm going with the over.
I took the over as well. I think Nick is seeing these defensive line contracts, and he knows that he can get another big one, and he's going to have a big year if he wants to do that. So I think he can get close to that 15 mark. The question is, like you said, Steven, will Sala and the scheme be able to help him? I think they will. And will his fellow defensive linemen be able to draw some tension away from him? That remains to be seen. All right. The last player-specific one. Will Jake Moody make it through the season on the 49ers?
I'm going to say... I'm going to guess. He got in his head last season after getting hurt. I think he still is a talented kicker. It's just a mental block, and I think he's going to get through this season.
Mental block could be disastrous if he can get the yips. Hopefully It's not a mental block.
I'm going to say yes as well. I think that it's a bigger deal with fans and the general public than it actually is with the coaching staff. I'm sure that they look at it a little bit more reasonably than we do. I'm not saying that means that he's been so good and he gets a bad rap. He's earned, the ire with some of his misses. But I think on the whole, looking at age, looking at everything, he still has enough potential and enough promise that they give him one more full year?
I said no. The Jake Moody era is the clock is ticking, Jake. I said no. I wonder if he'd even make it through September. If he misses a kick in September that costs them a game, that might be it. That might be it. Okay. Who leads the team in receptions?
I'm gonna say
Gotta be.
Ricky.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Kittle then.
All right, Jason's got Kittle, and Steven, you're on Ricky.
Yep.
I also have Ricky. I think he's going to get peppered with targets. Who leads the team in receiving yards?
I'm gonna go Kittle again.
I'm gonna stick with Ricky.
Okay, so I switched up. I said Kittle on this one because Kittle's going to average 14, 15 yards a carry or a catch, while Pearsall averages,
7,
8 or 9 or something.
Okay.
So I think Kittle's they'll probably have similar catches, maybe 70 to 80 each. Kittle will just average more yards per catch. Okay, most receiving touchdowns.
I think Ricky's gonna be one of the he's gonna revive the Yak brothers. Just in his own different way.
Ooh.
He's not going to be bulling people over. I think he's going to be more shifty. So that's why I like his yard total. But anyways, what was the next question?
Most receiving touchdowns.
I'm going Kittle.
All right, so Kittle's winning the Triple Crown for the Niners for Jason.
Kittle.
Catches, yards, and touchdowns.
Most receiving
He's
touchdowns.
got second team All-Pro written all over him.
Gosh. I'm tempted to go Ricky again, but I feel like I want to switch it up. I'm going to say most receiving touchdowns is going to be I'm just going to say Juwan.
I took Juwan. So I had 3 different players for each one. I had Pearsall catches, Kittle yards, Juwan touchdowns. I think Brock's going to be spreading it around and getting everybody involved.
I wouldn't mind that.
Okay, next. Most interceptions. We'll go to the defensive side here for a couple.
Oof.
This one's always so tough. Because the leader is always like 3. It's never like someone gets 7 or something.
I'm just gonna take the safe bet and go with Lenore.
I don't think there is a safe bet.
Yeah.
Well, the safeties, you don't even know if they're gonna keep their starting spots the whole season, and then the other cornerbacks are, I guess Renardo, but
I'm gonna say
Lenore.
I'm gonna say Fred
tips
Warner.
more passes up in the air. Sorry, Lenore will tip passes up in the air for other guys to pick.
Yep, and Fred Warner is gonna get him. So
that.
I'm gonna say Fred Warner for my most interceptions.
I thought about.
I picked Fred Warner.
Fred was my second option.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I took Fred too. I think, and he could have 3, and he could lead the team.
My second choice would be Renardo Green.
Yeah, he was my third.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get a lot of opportunities. Teams are going to be testing him.
Yep.
I hope Renardo balls out. That's my guy.
Okay, sorry. I have these make a quick little adjustment here.
Haven't the training camp reports been that Renardo hasn't been like that great? He's been getting beat a lot in training camp.
I think he's been injured a little bit. I haven't heard that he's been out there very much.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that's why they had him playing late in the preseason, because they wanted to get him on the field. So hopefully no sophomore slump for Renardo, but we'll see. All right. Second most sacks on the team. Always a wild card.
I'll go with the guy from the Eagles. I can't think of
guy.
I'm going to write the guy. Bryce Huff.
So I actually really like Huff. for this pick too. I mean, he's probably the most obvious, but I have reasons. I think that being back with Sala, I think Sala is going to know how to use him. I also think that we've seen in years past with Sala and Kosaric them elevate other guys, lesser guys in my opinion than Bryce Huff, like Arden Key. Became like a guy that was like, "Ooh, should we keep Arden Key around? Look how good he looks." And it was, to me,
Big
yeah,
contract.
to me, it was just another reclamation project that they did successfully. So I think Huff is going to come in and have a really good season and have good numbers. I also think that he's going to be able to focus on just the pass rush duties because I think they're going to use Michael in the obvious run situations. So I think
Yeah.
he's going to be fresh. I think yeah. So I'm going with Huff, and I think that he might threaten double digits. I could see him
I
getting 8 or 9 pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. I got Bryce Huff too. That seemed like a pretty easy pick, but I thought Hargrave was an easy pick too until he,
Yeah.
got injured. So,
No?
all right, so that's it for the player stuff. I got a couple more for just team related stuff. So, who wins the NFC West?
Niners.
Do you think it's a tight race? Do you think they cruise? What do you think?
I think
I think it's a tight race with the Rams and the Seahawks trailing right behind the Rams.
I think the Seahawks are going to be the next best team. I think the Rams are going to fall off a little this year, and I just don't trust the Cardinals, even though I think they can be dangerous on any given week. But I think the Seahawks are building something. I think they're the biggest threat in the NFC West, and I think that it's going to be a tight race. And I think the Niners might get them by a game and a half, something like that. But yeah, I think they're going to be right there.
Well, they play again in week 18. It'd be fun if the division came down to that game like it did in 2019.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we could see Nick Martin reenact Dre Greenlaw or
Yeah.
something. All right. How does the 49ers season end?
What do you mean by that?
So, like, the last game of the 49ers season, like, what happens? Do they lose in the NFC Championship game? Do they miss the playoffs? Do they win the Super Bowl? What happens in the final game for the 49ers this season?
Do the playoff games go wild card, divisional round, and then
Conference
NFC
Championship. Yep.
Championship?
And then
So I'm
Super Bowl, yep.
They play in the wild card round and win, and then lose in the divisional round and do not go to the NFC Championship.
Have you learned nothing? If they make the playoffs, they're going to the NFC Championship. That has been proven time and again in the Kyle Shanahan era.
I think there's some tough.
It's not just Shanahan. It predates Shanahan.
Yeah, that's true. Harbaugh did it too. They make the,
Mhm.
wrong.
So I'll just say I agree with Jason. I picked them to buck the trend too. I think they can win a playoff game. They're not going to get the number one seed, so they're not going to have a bye. But I
Yeah.
think probably season-long injuries and youth is going to eventually cost them, and it's probably going to be in the divisional round against the Packers or maybe the
Eagles.
Lions, Eagles. Yeah, I could see it costing them in the divisional round.
Okay, so I told you guys early that I'm optimistic. I don't feel like I would bet my house.
Hoisting Lombardi.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. No, I would say I don't think I would bet my house or anything on it. Like, I'm not saying I'm that confident, but I feel pretty darn confident they are at least going to go to the NFC Championship.
At least the
least.
NFC Championship.
At least.
Damn.
Wow.
That like
Love it. I love it.
and because I'm the only NFC team that really scares me, honestly, is the Eagles. That's the only one. So if they don't draw them earlier, I'm not worried about the Lions. I think the Lions are regressing. I'm not worried about the Packers. I think they're more hype than they are.
They got Micah Parsons.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, Mike has had all this.
The Lions are regressing, but they're regressing from being way up here, like really freaking good. Now they're just gonna
15
still
and 2.
dang good.
Regressing could be 12 wins.
Yeah,
I've seen the movie where you lose both coordinators. They're gonna be in for a rude
Yeah.
awakening. So I don't. Not saying they're gonna be a bad team. I think they'll still probably be in the playoff conversation. Probably will make the playoffs. But I'm just telling you. I'm just going with my gut. Yeah. I don't believe in Jared Goff. I feel like he has been propped up by a good OC the last few years. Sorry.
His whole career.
Yeah, I don't believe in Jared Goff, and I think that he's going to get a little bit exposed this year. I also think that they are, like any team, one injury away from disaster. It was Hutchinson last year. So, anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on the Lions. I'm just saying that the team that is the scariest to me in the NFC is the Eagles. And so if they're able to do like a 1-2 thing, which I think they have the opportunity to do that, they wouldn't see them until the championship game. And so, yeah, I'm going for it all, Ryan. They're going to win the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. The drought ends.
Did you say win the Super
Yep.
Bowl? Oh, geez, I had NFC Championship typed. I just needed to hit loss or win.
I was saying that at least that, right? Like that coming into this when you asked the question. So I'm just going to go for it. Why not? Push my chips in.
Okay, I got to put that in all caps.
I love it.
I'm,
Change my answer to an NFC championship. I've been
I
swayed.
just twisted Jason's arm.
We're
NFC
making it.
Championship loss?
Yes. That's my new answer.
So remember the year that the Chiefs won against the Eagles?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, like a couple months ago?
no, when the Chiefs beat the Eagles.
Oh, I think,
Yeah.
okay.
Was that
Yeah.
after the 22 season?
Yeah, that was the 22.
Injury season.
February of 23.
And that was the year of like the Chiefs reload, where they got a bunch of young guys, but they still had their few established studs, stars, or whatever. I'm saying the Niners follow that blueprint. They're going to surprise people.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
I like it.
I'm trying to work a little bit, and I'm like shocked. That's amazing.
To title this video when we put it out, "Why the Niners Are a Lock." to win this.
Like I said, I wouldn't bet my house on it. I'm just saying that I'm feeling pretty confident about these guys.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sticking with divisional round loss. I'll be negative Nancy over here. They're gonna win a single playoff game, and then that's gonna
That's
be
not that negative. I think there's plenty of people out there that are picking them to
negative on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'll say.
That are picking them to like not even make the playoffs and be fourth place in the NFC West and all this stuff.
People are very volatile on the Niners this season.
It's because they don't know what to expect,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't like that. They want a level of certainty. They want comfort.
Sorry, can you guys carry me for like
Yeah.
2 minutes?
So here, something I was thinking about like the team compared to last year, and so Chasen, you can tell me what you think, because I'm not just like off the cuff doing this. Like I've been thinking it through too, right? So it is the
Okay.
pasta and meatballs, but it's also like I think everybody's like, oh, the Niners lost so much talent, and I'm
Yeah,
thinking about the
did.
team that they had last year versus this team. I
Yeah.
would take this team over last year's team, knowing what I know right now. Would you rather have Ricky Pearsall or Debo Samuel right now, based on what you've seen? We're not,
Ricky.
Ricky
Oh.
Pearsall. We're not talking about his career achievements. We're talking about we just watched a full season of Debo. We know what we're getting. To me, Ricky looks like an upgrade over not over 2021 Debo. Let's get that straight. But the current version of Debo, to me, unless he comes out and surprises me, would you rather have D. Winters or Nick Martin versus Devondre Campbell, who they were rolling out as a starter last year?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would take our core for
and
sure.
then, yeah, we had Hargrave, which we had high hopes for when the season started, but he quickly got hurt. So who were their defensive tackles last year that were lighting the world on fire that you're worried about these rookies coming in?
I mean, yeah, no one. It's just veterans that
That's a good
underwhelm.
point.
So, and then it sucks to lose Dre Greenlaw. I love Dre Greenlaw. What, he played a game and a half last year? So
Yeah.
what are we really losing compared to last year? You know, that a really good game and a half where we got to see him fly around and made us feel good. The
Mooney still has a few more good seasons. It hurts to lose him.
Mooney
Dre,
to me is the biggest loss. I
yeah,
mean, Hufanga right now is probably a better safety than who the Niners are going to be rolling out week 1, but I
yeah,
also don't really know like what version of Hufanga you're getting because he has been dinged up for what 2-3 years in a row now. Like it seems like we always talk about
yeah,
how yeah, he's right place, right time, but he also is the guy who's getting burned on every deep pass, you know?
yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna miss Tonga.
So, I mean, anyways, my point is all this talk about this talent that they've lost. It's like have they really lost that much? Like to me Mooney is the one. And then the other one, surprisingly, and I think we talked about this last time, Ryan might have made this point, so I don't want to steal his thunder, but the other probably biggest one is Jalen Moore as their swing tackle, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like that sucks. I would rather have him than whoever we have right now as the swing tackle, but we're talking about the swing tackle. Like the starters are still the same, at least at tackle, right? And yeah, Aaron Banks is a better NFL player right now, and I expect that he will be a better player this season than who's it going to be? Is it going to be Barch, or have they decided yet who's taking his place?
Is it the
Barch.
rookie
Yeah.
Iowa? Oh,
So, okay, so that's a downgrade, but the O line, which I think we've talked about being, a pretty glaring weakness, is basically the same weakness that it was last year, and basically the same weakness that it's been, in the Shanahan era. Like even in their Super Bowl years, I think I kind of said this the other day. Who else from the O line, other than Alex Mack when he was there, do you feel like was a stud that they've had on their O line?
Dan Brunskill, Aaron Donald's father. Come on.
Yeah. So whenever he played Aaron Donald, yes, Dan Brunskill. Otherwise, he was pretty anonymous. What'd you say, Chasen?
Joe Staley.
Well, okay, we swapped him out for Trent Williams. I think that's
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, even like 2019, their Super Bowl year,
McGlinchey's better than McKivitz is.
is he? Because all I ever heard about was how frustrating McGlinchey was when he was in town.
He is. I never thought McGlinchey was that good, but he was a good run blocker, and at his best, he was an average pass protector.
So I think that McKivitz might be maybe not as good of a run blocker, but on the whole might be a better player. I think he just gets a bad rap because he's not sexy in any way.
I think McKivitz is terrible. Like that.
I think McKivitz is a little, dare I say, underrated.
Yeah, I think so
Just
too.
because he makes so little money and his position gets paid a lot of money, and he makes like $1 or $2 million a season to be an average tackle, like that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that.
If they were paying him $25 million, I'd say cut him immediately.
Yeah, no, I think that McKivitz gets. I think he is what he's supposed to be. Like Ryan said, he's like an average tackle.
Yeah. And like McGlinchey and him to me are pretty comparable because both of them are like pretty solid throughout a game. But then there's a couple plays where it's just disastrous, and you're just like, oh my god, get this guy off the field. He's gonna get the quarterback killed or something.
Yeah.
Both guys have a couple plays like that each game. The difference was McGlinchey got paid $7 million a season as a 9th overall pick, and McKivitz, geez, almost blanked on his name. He gets paid so little. It's like he's allowed to kind of struggle. That's what they're paying him to do. And he's a below average paycheck, so you're gonna get below average pay.
Yeah.
They're getting what they're paying for with McKivitz.
So
What's so scary about the line this year is we don't know what Trent Williams is going to look like. And at least in the last 2 to 3 years, we at least knew Trent Williams was still the best left tackle. Now we have all these average to below average to terrible offensive linemen, and we don't even know if Trent Williams is going to be Trent Williams. It could be 70% of Trent Williams, that'll still be pretty good. But it's like, yes, their offensive line wasn't impressive last year, and it's going to be mostly the same, but everyone's just a little bit older, including their old center and their old left tackle. So I think the offensive line is going to be worse, in my
Okay.
opinion.
I don't disagree with you. Trent Williams was holding out last offseason because of his contract stuff, and he did not play well last year. Even when he was healthy, he did not play very well, and then he got hurt. So hopefully he can get back to himself, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's over the hill at this point. I used to say it was unequivocal he was the best in the league at his position. I don't know that we can say that anymore, but
I don't.
We'll have to
hopefully
I don't.
he can
but
prove
yeah.
it this
I
season.
don't think he has to be the best in the league to still be
No,
awesome.
Well, no,
still,
he doesn't. But they are paying him to be a premier left tackle, top 2 or 3.
I think.
But let's
I
not.
think he's gonna be just
We
fine.
only got a couple.
Yeah, I know
minutes
you want to
left,
get to
so.
the other prediction, but I think he's gonna be just
So
fine.
yeah, the last one is, as always, is who's going to get the number 1 overall pick.
oh, who did I pick for this?
I got New Orleans.
It's a
I
good
have the
pick.
Saints. That's funny. I looked at last year's draft order; they were 9th because I was kind of curious, like who are the awful teams, and I thought, the Browns. But all the teams in the top 5 to 7, 8 range, I thought could make some marginal improvements. Whereas I'm looking at the Saints, like, oh, they've got the worst quarterback of this whole bunch, questionable coach. Yeah, give me the Saints. So that's funny. We're both on the Saints. By the way, in the years we've done this, I don't think any of us have ever been
Say
right.
it
on
just
this pick.
guarantees that the Saints are gonna do better than we're expecting. The fact that we both picked them.
Yeah,
Who's the Jets quarterback this year?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
I don't know. I'd want to look at all the teams, but I don't want to pick the same as you guys. So,
I'll tell you another team that I think is going to be pretty bad. But I know
Who?
there's some hype that they're building something, but I still think they're going to have a rough
Great.
season. I think the Giants are going to have a rough season.
um,
Cleveland was the other team that I was thinking about because they're going into this season with Joe Flacco as QB1.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Shador and the whoever the quarterback was they drafted in the 3rd round is their backup.
Joe
So,
might
Yeah.
just win some games for him early though, and I think they still have a good defense that's going to keep it close for a lot of games.
Nah, they're gonna be dysfunction city. They're gonna fall apart.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think
Give
so
me
too.
Cleveland. Give me
I think they're a
Cleveland.
top 5 pick. Like they might get the 5th pick at best. Did you say Cleveland, Jason?
I'm gonna take Cleveland. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, and then so that's all of our predictions. We got them all. We got about 5 minutes left. If you got to cut out of 4, did you guys want to just talk a little bit about Week 1 versus Seahawks and what you're expecting to see on Sunday?
I'm thinking Niners win 27-20 is my official prediction. I think it's going to be a little, closer than we want. I think the first half, we could even go into halftime losing by like a field goal, and then the more talented and better coached team is going to eventually rise to the top. I could see it being a little frustrating, maybe even like a turnover by the Niners, maybe a pick by Purdy in the first half, something like that, and they're going to kind of smooth it out and kind of put the clamps on them. I do think the Niners are just the more talented team. I do agree the Seahawks are building something, but they've also had some turnover. No more Tyler Lockett, no more Metcalf, new quarterback. I do think that their defense will be better now that their coach is in his 2nd year, and that is a little bit scary. So that's why I'm not going to predict the Niners to score like over 30-plus points. But I just think that we're the better team. I think we're going to be kind of fired up and pissed off about last year. And I know how much the Niners love winning in Seattle, and Kittle and everyone that like talks about it, and how much the Seahawks fans talk crap. We're taking over the stadium. I saw that it's supposed to be like 53% Niner fans, according to some random stat that I saw. And
I
I'm
saw
going
that too.
freaking game. So
I think it would be the first time that the Niners have outnumbered the Seahawk fans in Seattle.
I'll have to see it to believe it. I'll let you guys know.
What are you going to wear to the game on Sunday?
I'm wearing this.
Okay,
George
see,
Kittle.
I like when Niner fans wear red to the opposing games because it just flashes
Yeah.
on
Yep.
TV.
I'm
When you wear a
wearing-
white jersey, that could be either side.
Yeah. I'm wearing red, and I'm taking the Niners 27-20.
I hope that the Niner fans take over. I'm skeptical. I think
Yeah, I
it'll
am
be a good turnout if that's what they're projecting, but I think it'll probably, if I had to bet, I'd say it's still going to be majority Seahawks, but it'll be interesting. I'd love to hear your take on how loud it is. Like if it's not 80-20 Seahawks to Niner fans or 70-30 or whatever, like if it's 45-55 or even 60-40 like Seahawks fans, whatever, but I would hope that means it wouldn't be so deafening like it has been in years past, but makes me wonder like if there's some, noise being pumped in or something. We'll see.
They all pump in noise. I want to see the Seahawks on the silent count on third down. I want to see him calling
That'd be awesome.
timeouts on third down because they can't hear shit.
That'd be awesome to use
because Chasen is out there just screaming his lungs out.
Use their stadium against them. So
yeah,
I feel pretty good about their quarterback being Sam Darnold, and I feel pretty good about their.
Didn't we play Arnold week 1 last season? Sorry to cut you off.
Week 2, yeah. But Kevin O'Connell is not there to guide him through on this one.
Nor is Justin Jefferson going for 99-yard touchdown.
Yep. So, but what does scare me about this game is I think the Seahawks have really invested a lot in their run game, and I feel like that is where the Niners defense is vulnerable. So I hope they've fixed some of that since last year. I hope Salah's got them coached up and ready to do a better job. I think, though, that's going to keep it closer, that the Seahawks are going to be able to run the ball on the Niners. I'm going to pick the Niners to win because it's week 1 and I'm Mr. Optimistic about their season, so it would look pretty silly for me to not pick them. But I do think that it's going to be a competitive game like always, and I think that the Seahawks are probably going to be a better team than maybe they appear to be in week 1. So I'll go... Gosh, I feel like it's going to be a similar game to the Jets week 1 last year, where the Niners are just going to kind of pull away and outlast eventually.
Cruise.
I don't know if I'd say cruise. Like, I feel like it's going to be closer earlier, and then the score at the end is going to look like it's a bigger lead than it actually was. So let's call it like 27-16, something like that, where it's like, oh, they won by double digits. It looks like they dominated. And it's like, well, no. It was actually pretty close throughout, and they got 10 points in the fourth quarter, and, it looks better than it was or something.
I'll take the Niners in a close game, 24-21. Jake Moody hits a game-winning kick.
Whoa.
And
My
it
God.
doesn't save his career because he's still gone by Halloween.
Game winner for Jake, week 1.
Wow.
Actually, I won't predict a Jake Moody game winner because I did predict he'd be off the team. I'll say Brock Purdy leads a game-winning drive. Scores a touchdown to take him from 17-21 to 24-21. And they win.
That makes me almost as equally as nervous.
What's that?
Is it bad that makes me almost like as nervous thinking about it?
I'm expecting nerves, fingernail chewing, pacing, the whole thing. I expect a close, hard-fought game. To me, these teams are pretty even. I totally agree with Steven that the Seahawks run game versus the Niners run defense is going to be a problem.
Woo.
Yeah, I expect a close game, 24-21. I'll take the Niners, but if the Seahawks win 24-21, I wouldn't be surprised, but obviously, hopefully the Niners win. Brock Purdy and the Niners are 3-0 at Seattle, their last 3 games up there, so let's make it 4-0.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well,
It's my quarterback.
Come on, Brock.
I
Yeah, so that's all I got.
I got to get Seth to a soccer game, so I need to run. But we'll see. Keep it all written down and saved, Ryan, so we can see how wrong we all are later.
Yeah, I was looking at the results from last year, and Steven, you went 4 for 11, and that was the best we did. I went 3 for 11, Jason went 2 for 11.
Nice.
All right.
We got more than 11 predictions this year, though, but yeah, I got them all written down here. We'll tally them up at the end of the season.
More opportunities for us to lower that percentage.
To be wrong, yeah.
All right, guys. We'll
Okay.
see you.
Steven, you're coming tomorrow,
I'll see you
right?
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be.
I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll be looking for you on TV, Chasen.
Yes.
All right.
Make sure you do this so we can find you.
All right. I will.
All right,
Bye,
see ya.
guys.